Hello everyone, how are y'all doing today? I was doing great until this news popped up yesterday. Yeah, Valve is raising the price of the Steam Deck apparently. And well, usually I wouldn't really be making a video about this because it's just gaming news. I'm not really the gaming news guy, I'm just the Source Engine guy who talks about the Source games he likes. But hey, might as well throw my hat in the ring here. My next videos are taking really long because I am like a white guy in Arizona trying to complete a construction project. I just never get it done because I'm really lazy. But trust me, when those videos are done, it's going to be actual peak. But, however, this is not why we're here today. Or, well, the main reason why we're here today. Because would you believe that people are actually defending Valve increasing the price of the Steam Deck and playing defense for them? I mean, I figured, because every company has their fanboys, but I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect it to this degree. I mean, I think we can all agree here that at least the people that are watching this video, that this thing does really suck. The price increases always suck, and they're always bad. Increasing the price of a product without giving anything in return is, like, just not a good idea, and you're just making the product worse because it's more expensive. I am aware that there is memory shortages around the world, and also just because AI is eating it all. But let's be frank here, this is just corporate greed, if anything. We all know for a fact that Valve is not going to decrease the price when this market condition stuff is over and like not an issue. What they are going to do though is keep the price at the same because they realize, hey, people will actually buy this product at the same price it is right now. There's no defense for this, especially for a 200 to 300 price dollar increase. It is just impossible to defend this. It's like trying to score a basket from Mars. You just can't do it. There's nothing you can do. However, unfortunately, there has been people that are trying to defend it, so we're gonna make fun of them today. I usually don't do this, but we're actually just gonna make fun of people today. This is like my villain arc or some shit, I don't know. Either way, let's start with the first one. Aqua is Missing says, I refuse to believe a real human made this post. This has to be an AI-generated rage bait. The blog post literally says it's because of industry RAM and memory cost issues. Okay, I will say, the Pirate Nation tweet or whatever is kind of stupid in some sense, right? I think acting like Valve's the only one here taking the shotgun is kind of funny, considering literally everyone here is taking the shotgun. I mean, I think we can all agree a $900 PS5 Pro and an $800 Xbox Series X is like, what the fuck? Even something like the Switch 2 I think is too expensive. It should be like $400 right now and it should be decreased to $350 or $300 later on. But come on, are we really saying that the Steam Deck's price increase is actually justified here? I could be wrong here, but the fact you're citing the blog post as the excuse for Valve raising the Steam Deck, it seems like you're just playing defense for them, if anything. Also, didn't they discontinue the LCD model to focus on the OLED model because of the RAM shortages, so they wanted to streamline their supply chain for them? Because if that wasn't enough, I guess this is wave 2 of them trying to control their supply or whatever. Like, what's so funny, right, is that a lot of these people will, like, say Sony is bad because they've increased the price of the PS5 twice in a row. Like, originally it was like, it went from, I think, $550 to like $650 for the disc model of normal variant, right? But when Valve does something very similar, or at least close to it, people are now just like playing defense for them. Like, I'm sorry, I don't buy Valve's excuse for this stuff for the second time here. They canceled the LCD model, or they not canceled, they discontinued it because they couldn't afford to upkeep it. And now they're increasing the price of the OLED model, which is the one they want to focus on. I mean, I always could be wrong about them discontinuing the LCD model for that reason. You could just leave a comment down below if that's actually wrong. I'm sorry if it is, but like, come on, man, really? I think fully believing Valve on the market conditions excuse here, when most of these people didn't probably believe in Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo making the market conditions excuse, is kind of funny. I think all of those excuses are bad, period. Sorry, that full exposure of the period at the end of that small sentence was like being really sassy, I'm sorry. But like, come on, I wouldn't believe Valve that quickly. Have you considered the fact that they could just lie to you like all these other companies do? Just food for thought. Also, I could be wrong, but I think this guy is a Counter-Strike player, so I hope you would know how Valve treats you, because they do not treat you good at all. I would know. I am one, of course. But yeah, let's just move on. I think I've said enough here. Hopium Dentro Mio? I think that's how you say that name? I'm sorry. Anyway, he says, everybody sending shit to Valve in the replies and quotes like this isn't because AI has been making everything more expensive recently. Y'all can hate Valve for any other reason, but this one isn't their fault, like, at all. But it actually is their fault, though. They themselves raised the price of the Steam Deck. They were the ones who did this. Sure, you can make the argument for saying that it's, like, AI or whatever, or, like, all the memory shortages and stuff, right? But I think saying that it isn't Valve's fault at all here for raising the price when they themselves did it is kind of funny. They didn't have to raise the price on this. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, and they can probably take the losses for now. I'm pretty sure this AI bubble isn't really going to be lasting that much longer than people think. I mean, we got stuff like Sora that was recently shut down and all that, but I don't think this AI bubble is lasting that much longer because there's already signs of it cracking. Microsoft, for example, one of the biggest supporters of AI, is literally dipping away from it. But wouldn't you think Valve would have increased the price of the Steam Deck when the memory prices were actually just plateauing at the moment? Somebody in this video shows a price chart of RAM and SSDs recently. If that chart is to be taken into account, which it probably could be very easily, then why did they not raise it earlier? Where was this price increase in like February or January of this year? Hell, while we're at, let's pull up the graph right now. Let's pull up the next tweet. Lisi, or at N4PTSR, okay, that's a reference called the world, or I hope it is. That's just baller. Says everybody blaming Valve for this needs to write me at least one paragraph on these two graphs. First of all, no, I'm not going to do that. And secondly, look at these charts he posts. Sure, you see a small spike or a small increase in the average price in April and May, or in the case of SSDs, you see a more smoother curve that eventually plateaus at April and May. Now, I'm not an economist or anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty stupid when it comes to money. I buy stupid things, what can I say? But come on, are we really acting like Valve would not have done these price increases in March and February even? The prices are nearly the same as they were before. I mean, sure, it's expensive, but guess what? They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and they can easily tank the losses for now. Everyone's gonna have to tank losses for now anyway, especially if you're selling this product at a profit. You're not going to in this economy. Also, that everybody is blaming Valve for this is also stupid, as I said, because again, Valve was the one who increased the price. Who else would it be? Who else would we blame? You could blame these AI companies for making the prices of RAM and SSDs higher, but even then, right, it's still Valve's fault for raising the prices on their storefront. These AI companies are only indirectly responsible for the price increase. They're not directly responsible for it. I don't think this is a much controversial take, apparently, but it might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a doomer or whatever.
Right, that's the fundamental thing that needed, and it had to be open, and then that was the thing. It's just like, I want to be a gamer who's used to playing, PC games. I want to pick this up and says, oh, it all works. Yeah. It's all fast. It's all, and then price point was secondary and painful, but that was pretty clearly a critical aspect to it. But the first thing was the performance and the experience was the biggest and most fundamental constraint that was driving this.
Justin says, if you're blaming Valve for holding out as long as they possibly could with the price increases instead of blaming the companies responsible for the AI bubble and the components costing so much, I do not see you as human. Brother, they were literally the ones responsible for the price increase. You do realize that they were the ones who intentionally raised the price of this thing, right? Like, you can blame the AI bubble and all the companies making the components cost so much. I don't blame you for doing that. That is a, reasonable take here. But the issue is that you're not blaming Valve for being the ones who increased the price. The AI guys are the indirect reasoning of why they did. They are partly to blame for the price increases of the individual components, but Valve is the one who raised the price of the Steam Deck itself, which is what people are mad about. Like, if Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, for example, raised the prices of their consoles, or especially the last time they did, would you really blame the AI companies indirectly for this? No, you would blame the companies that raised the price themselves. They were the ones who raised the price. It's not the AI companies doing it for them. This is just greed on Valve's part. Even if we assume that they really need a price increase, $200, $300, it's just not a good price increase. The Steam Deck is just not worth it as a product. You should not buy it. I own a Steam Deck. I would have not bought it if it was $1,000. I'm just going to be entirely honest. Or if it was near $1,000, whatever. I'm just rounding it. Anyway, keep it rolling and let's continue. Fitzwad says, AI bros will generate thousands of videos of Trump dancing and AI fruit people cuck fantasies and then blame Valve for the raising the prices of their products. Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people who are criticizing Valve for it are just not AI bros. Alright, they're just not AI bros. Hell, it might sound like I'm an AI bro in this video. I am just not. I don't like AI at all. Or at least AI in the sense of ChatGPT or the image generation stuff or whatever. Bleh, fuck that shit. But dude, Valve was the one who raised the price on the Steam Deck itself. They are the ones at fault. Or at the very least, it's Valve's fault and the AI bros' fault for jacking up the price. Valve was just the one who made the decision to increase the price, and we all know for a fact that it's not going to go down after this. We just know that. Companies don't do this. Unless if it somehow kills the Steam Deck sales-wise, they're just not going to drop the price after this, because they'll know people buy it. This is mostly price gouging. Just like the PS5 getting a price increase, just like the Xbox Series X getting a price increase, and also just like Nintendo Switch 2 getting a price increase. When you raise the price of a product that gives you nothing more in return for that price increase, it is literally just price gouging. That is literally literally what it is by definition. So yes, I'm going to blame Valve for the price increase, because they're the ones who pushed the change live to Steam. Oh my gosh, bro, what are we doing here? Why? This is not the best defense force here. Alright, we need a meme. Alright, we just see a meme here. People are complaining about how the Steam Deck is more expensive now, but they're actually saving you money. For instance, I was gonna buy one at $549, and now I'm not gonna buy one at all. No way. So base, for real. This guy's cooking for real. Billy Thimble? I think it's how you say Billy Thimble. Anyway, Billy Thimble says, as a company, still leagues ahead of everyone else. A necessary price adjustment doesn't change that, lol. Mute list is getting huge today. Okay, unlike all the other ones, this is just obvious bootlicking. Like, at least with the other ones, sure, I could somewhat see the reasoning here with them. Like, sure, the AI bros are part of the reason why the price increases are happening. They are a part of it, but it was Valve's fault for increasing the price. This is just him saying, oh yeah, let's just ignore that. Yeah. Well, guess what? What if I choose to ignore Steam from Valve, right? What if I say that Valve is no better than, like, I don't know, what's a random-ass company? EA. What if I said Valve is no better than EA? Because they treat all their games like shit. Have you ever considered I could just do that? Like, a company is good if you ignore all the bad things about the company. Awesome. Like, I think we can all agree that Valve mishandling their games is kinda shit. Them letting TF2 be unplayable for almost 6 years and doing nothing until guys, like, kept streaming that on the internet. Yeah, that was a very pro-consumer thing of Valve to do. Ignoring the fact that they literally killed their own game a year before they left the game. Yeah, totally. Valve is such a good company. Yeah. That's totally leagues above everyone else. Or, hell, let's take Counter-Strike for example, right? CS2 is literally just the equivalent of Overwatch 2, except they let you play a version of the game that's offline and only with bots. That's literally all they did. It's just the same thing as Overwatch 2, but they gave you a very limited way to access the old game. Sure, it's better than the competition, like Overwatch 2. It's better than when Blizzard did it, but that doesn't mean it's good. CS2 is still missing features from CSGO, and that's actually just really sad because it's been 3 years since CS2 released. I'm not going into the details of that. I made a video like a month or two ago. You should probably go watch that one because I just talk about that there and why CSGO is better. But yeah, this is just him not being an actual Valve fan, because if you are an actual Valve fan, you would realize that this company is no better than the other AAA guys. This guy just consumes Steam. I consume all of Valve's products, or at least I actually care about their other products. I care about the art they make. I don't care about their storefront. Not saying their storefront is bad, but there's obviously a difference between me and this guy, right? I actually care about Valve and I'm willing to call them out. This guy is just playing defense for them. He doesn't actually care about Valve. He just cares about the logo they have. You can clearly tell who is an actual Valve fan and who's actually just a Steam fan too. People who actually play Valve's games know they aren't that much better than everyone else, but that's just like a whole different topic for a different video. But yeah, this is just kind of funny, really. This entire thing, this situation is really funny because people are just defending Valve for greed. By the way, some people are calling them out for this. I do appreciate that. This is just greed. People aren't saying that, or some people aren't, but this is just greed. Good on you guys for calling that out. There is no good corporation. They all want growth, dollars, and money. It doesn't matter if they're publicly traded or have no shareholders. It just doesn't matter. Every company wants money. Money makes the world go round. Them increasing the Steam Deck's prices is literally just greed. That's literally all it is. But you know, when Valve does it, no one really cares. These guys run Steam. They're awesome. They make good games like almost 20 years ago now. These guys are awesome. We gotta love them. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. I don't know when, but I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.